Hello global thinkers! We have put together this video to address a trending topic that has been buzzing around BRICS relations. As always, geopolitical analyst Andrew Korybko's insightful perspective helps us make sense of it all. You might have come across a Bloomberg report that has been stirring up quite a bit of chatter. Even the most discerning observers know that Bloomberg's reliability can be hit or miss, but their recent piece on BRICS might hold a grain of truth, even if seen through their own lens. The article, China's push to expand BRICS membership falters, cites two anonymous Indian officials who suggest that India has laid down stringent criteria for BRICS membership, while China appears to be more laid back about it. Before we delve into why this report might have some merit, it's important to recognize that this mainstream media outlet likely aims to paint this disagreement as another symptom of escalating tensions between China and India. That's probably why they chose such a provocative title. The title implies that China is the driving force behind BRICS, with the other members merely tagging along. The article then insinuates that internal disputes could jeopardize the group's nearest future, a narrative we have heard before. In reality, it might be more apt to view BRICS as a financially focused version of RIC+. The core of this group is the trilateral relationship between Russia, India and China, with Brazil and South Africa serving as their primary non-Eurasian partners to expedite the shift towards financial multipolarity. Their shared objective is pursued through cautious reforms due to each member's complex ties with the Western-centric financial system, with Russia being the only outlier. This perspective could explain why their reserve currency project might not get off the ground anytime soon, if at all. It also sheds light on South Africa's decision to have President Putin attend the next BRICS summit virtually due to his ICC arrest warrant. This context also helps us understand a recent statement by Dilma Rousseff, the president of the BRICS Bank, who confirmed that her institution complies with Western sanctions against Russia, hence no projects are being planned there. The belief that the BRICS alliance is aimed at overthrowing the US dollar is a misperception spread for personal reasons, according to alternative media circles. BRICS has the potential to revolutionize the global economy, but its members are gradually reducing their dependence on the dollar and creating their own financial systems outside of Western influence. However, there are disagreements within the group on how to proceed. Reports on China and India's views on BRICS expansion conflict, with China proposing to replace the dollar with the yuan and merge with the Belt and Road Initiative, while India wants to prioritize the use of national currencies and avoid an official association with the initiative. These differing views have led some to argue that India is a Western infiltrator within BRICS, but this perception is a misconception. Some alternative media figures claim that India is controlled by the West, but this view is not shared by senior Russian officials. These officials have affirmed the strong bond between Russia and India following Prime Minister Modi's visit to the United States. It's important to note that these claims lack evidence and have been refuted by experienced diplomats knowledgeable about Indian politics. Furthermore, despite efforts to influence India, Prime Minister Modi's visit to the US demonstrated the futility of such control attempts, highlighting India's growing influence on the global stage as a strong and independent nation. This recognition of India's strategic independence in the ongoing Cold War is acknowledged by major players. It is crucial for individuals not to be misled by conspiracy theories propagated by agenda-driven figures in alternative media, and to always verify information with factual evidence. China and India, the two major Asian powers, are working to reshape the Western-dominated financial system, but with different strategies. China wants to globalize its currency, the yuan, and merge the BRICS within the BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. On the other hand, India prefers to focus on national currencies and keep the BRICS and BRI separate. The divergent approaches reflect each nation's interests. The Chinese strategy could accelerate the development of global financial hubs, but it might also raise concerns about China's ambitions to surpass the United States as the dominant financial power in Asia. The Indian strategy, though it could strengthen financial autonomy, may take longer and be more complex to implement. Ultimately, both strategies have their pros and cons. Despite escalating tensions between India and China, the recent virtual meeting of SCO state leaders in early July shows that they can still find areas of agreement. They agreed on the framework of the new world order, hinting that the BRICS could also find common ground in terms of expanding their consortium. This could involve adopting the BRICS Plus concept proposed by Russian expert Yaroslav Lisovolik, which would allow new members to forge official ties with the group. The Bloomberg report suggests that China and India may agree to allow 1 or 2 new official members to join the BRICS group, which Brazil, Russia and South Africa may not oppose. This compromise could help alleviate tensions between China and India and prevent it from affecting the group's expansion plans. India is interested in having a say in the rules for official membership, while China would benefit from the involvement of new members in BRICS activities. Countries interested in joining could globalize their currencies and become part of China's Belt and Road Initiative through their individual ties. They could also prioritize using their national currencies in transactions with other BRICS and BRICS Plus members, a suggestion that aligns with India's approach. However, Brazil, Russia and South Africa seem to lean more towards India's approach rather than China's, as per the Bloomberg report. Russia's understanding of the dynamics within the BRICS is reflected by its measured and pragmatic approach, similar to China's apprehensive stance, and India's cautious one. Brazil and South Africa are likely to align with Russia's viewpoint to avoid pressure from Western countries. As a result, there is an increasing likelihood that all countries involved will agree to the execution of the BRICS Plus plan as a temporary solution. India's proposal for stricter BRICS membership criteria may not be as controversial as some alternative media portray it to be. In fact, it is likely a shared view among the majority of members except for China. Thus, this sentiment is not influenced by the US, but rather a prevailing view within the group. Let us not rush to put China's position in a bad light. Their perspective may be different, but it is guided by good intentions. It is their point of view that is in the spotlight in this sensitive issue, not that of India or other members. History teaches us that in international diplomacy there is often a middle ground. So, as we watch the situation unfold, let us keep in mind that a compromise is probably at hand. Hopefully, this will shed light on the current dynamics within the BRICS group. It is critical to remember that each BRICS nation has its own national interests, and we should remain open to these unfolding events. The path to a multilateral world is not a sprint, but a marathon. Share your comments with our community. We love to know your views on this topic, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share our content. Stay informed, stay curious, and stay with us. See you in the next video.